Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Pacquiao.
The MGM Grand Garden Arena pulsed with an energy only Manny Pacquiao could summon. Over 13,000 voices roared in unison, waving flags, chanting his name, and electrifying the air with that unmistakable charge that comes when a true legend returns to the ring. At 46 years old, after a 4-year hiatus, Pacquiao wasn't here for a payday or a farewell tour. He was here to prove he still belonged among the elite. Across from him stood Mario Barrios, a sharp, towering 30-year-old champion in his prime. With the WBC welterweight title strapped around his waist and youth on his side, most believed Barrios held too many advantages for the aging icon to overcome. The build-up was everything fans could hope for. After teasing retirement following his 2021 loss to Yordanis Ugas, Pacquiao shocked the world by announcing his return. Barrios, riding steady momentum, had defended his title with calm precision and a measured, disciplined style. But all of that faded into the background the moment the opening bell rang. From the first round, it was clear this wasn't nostalgia. This was intent. Pacquiao's eyes burned with focus, his legs slicing through the canvas with purpose, cutting angles that even younger fighters would envy. His trademark speed hadn't deserted him. His fists fired off crisp combinations, the left hand landing flush on Barrios' chin and sending waves of electricity through the crowd. He wasn't supposed to look this good. Not after 4 years out. Not at 46. But there he was, fighting like it was 2010. To his credit, Barrios didn't wilt. He relied on his long, disciplined jab to keep Manny at range, circling, staying cautious, and waiting for any lapse to exploit. But as the rounds ticked by, it became clear Pacquiao wasn't fading. If anything, he was building. Each time Pacquiao trapped Barrios and unleashed a trademark flurry, the arena erupted with chants of Manny. Manny! It was more than a fight. It was a declaration. For Pacquiao, this was about legacy, not reliving the past, but redefining what was still possible. For Barrios, it was about proving he belonged on this stage. And for the sport of boxing, it was a night that reminded everyone why these moments still matter, why the ring is sacred, and why legends never truly fade.
Almost fighting on even terms here with Barrios. Oh, nice right for Barrios, but the answer from Manny Pacquiao. If they are in the center of the ring, and if Nicky said Manny Pacquiao, you got.
The bell for round 1 rang out, and instantly, the contrast in styles was on full display. Pacquiao bounced on his toes, feinting with subtle shoulder shifts, his head in constant motion, always unpredictable. Barrios, taller and longer, looked to establish control with his reach, pumping out jabs to keep Manny at bay. The early moments were cautious, a chess match of distance and timing. Barrios managed to sneak in a few clean jabs, but it was Pacquiao's speed that stole the spotlight. He darted inside with lightning-quick lefts, landing cleanly before pivoting out of range with ease. It wasn't a round filled with fireworks, but the crowd's reaction made it clear who they believed took the edge. Pacquiao had arrived, and they could feel it.
My shots like that right. And he went for the second one, and here it is again. Getting desperate.
By round 2, Pacquiao found his rhythm. He began slipping under Barrios' jab with ease, stepping in to rip short left hooks to the body, then snapping back with his signature straight left, a weapon he's perfected over decades. Barrios remained composed, staying committed to a jab-heavy strategy, but his reluctance to fully engage started to cost him momentum. Pacquiao's movement and unpredictable angles kept Barrios off balance, forcing constant resets. Rounds 3 and 4 were pure vintage Pacquiao. His footwork lit up the canvas, darting left, slicing right, and carving sharp angles to open up crisp combinations. Every time Barrios tried to let his hands go, Pacquiao had already vanished, only to reappear with a counter that snapped Barrios' head back. A major exchange in round 4 brought the crowd to its feet. Pacquiao trapped Barrios in the corner and unleashed a rapid-fire flurry, landing at least 5 clean shots before Barrios could clinch to stop the onslaught. The middle rounds, rounds 5 through 8, were where Pacquiao truly seized control. It became a masterclass in timing, pressure, and ring generalship. The straight left kept finding its mark, and Pacquiao began threading quick uppercuts through Barrios' high guard. The relentless body shots started to slow Barrios down, pushing him onto the back foot more often. Statistically, this stretch was Pacquiao's strongest. He landed the bulk of his 81 power punches here, throwing combinations in bursts of 3 and 4, at a tempo few would expect from a 46-year-old. This was Pacquiao at his best, relentless, precise, and impossible to pin down.
That's a good combination you threw there. It's going to impress the judges. It just impressed me.
Barrios, however, wasn't about to fold. In round 9, he made the necessary adjustment. Rather than waiting for perfect openings, he raised his output, letting his hands go, even if most shots were caught on Pacquiao's guard. His jab became more persistent, constantly flicking out to disrupt Pacquiao's rhythm and maintain distance. While Pacquiao continued to land the sharper, cleaner punches, Barrios' increased activity started to make an impression on the judges.
That was a combination of punches of flurry. 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. 4, 1, 2, and he's going straight back Mario Barrios.
Rounds 10 through 12 leaned in Barrios' favor. Pacquiao's tempo dipped just enough to be noticeable, still sharp, still dangerous, but not as active. Barrios capitalized, using his jab to set up short, well-timed right hands, and nearly doubling his punch volume from earlier rounds. The crowd sensed Manny was slowing, but every time Barrios looked like he might seize control, Pacquiao would snap back with a crisp left hand, a defiant reminder that he wasn't finished yet.
It's gonna be about desire. It's gonna be about feeding off the crowd. It's gonna be about who wants to win tonight.
When the final bell rang, Pacquiao lifted his hands with a smile, soaking in the roar of Manny. Manny, echoing through the arena. Barrios remained in his corner, breathing heavily, his face calm but unreadable. Most spectators were convinced Pacquiao had done enough, his dominant middle rounds, the cleaner shots, and the energy he brought to the fight. Fans braced for the announcement, expecting to hear his name called in victory. The ring announcer stepped to the center, scorecards in hand, as the crowd rose to its feet, ready to celebrate. Pacquiao stood by the ropes, grinning, nodding at his supporters, confident the fight was his. Across the ring, Barrios lowered his gloves, stoic, almost resigned, as if he sensed the result wouldn't go his way. Then came the shock, the scores were read, and the bout was declared a majority draw. Gasps echoed through the arena. Celebration turned to stunned silence. A fight that felt like Pacquiao's had just been frozen in controversy.
And of course, in that case, the champion retains his title.
As the official result was announced, the atmosphere inside the MGM Grand shifted in a heartbeat. What had been a night filled with excitement and admiration for Manny Pacquiao's incredible performance suddenly turned into confusion and frustration. The same fans who had spent the evening cheering his every move now erupted in boos, their outrage so loud it overpowered the ring announcer. Chants of "Manny! Manny!" echoed through the arena, not in triumph, but in protest. What was meant to be a celebration had become a moment of disbelief. Pacquiao had done everything most believed was needed to secure the win. He controlled the pace through the middle rounds, landed the cleaner, harder shots, and consistently pushed the younger champion onto the back foot. Yet, the judges saw it another way. A majority draw was announced, allowing Mario Barrios to retain his WBC welterweight title. The decision stunned even the most seasoned analysts. The reactions from both fighters spoke volumes. Pacquiao, ever the sportsman, accepted the verdict with grace, nodding to the crowd, shaking hands with Barrios, and showing the humility that's defined his career. But for a brief moment, as he turned toward his corner, his face gave him away, surprise flickered across his features, mingled with a quiet frustration. Later, he kept his response simple. He believed he had won but gave credit to Barrios for being a tough, resilient opponent. Barrios, composed and respectful, thanked Pacquiao and the fans, saying he felt he had done enough to win outright. But he didn't celebrate the draw like a victory. Still, when he lifted his belt for the cameras, the crowd's disapproval didn't waver. Boos rained down, drowning out the applause. Attention quickly shifted to the judges and their scorecards. Ringside commentators exchanged confused glances, already preparing to break down the numbers. Many argued that Barrios' late rally in rounds 9 through 12, while energetic, couldn't erase Pacquiao's clear dominance through the middle of the fight. Others suggested the judges may have favored volume over accuracy, mistaking quantity for quality. What should have gone down as the night Pacquiao defied time with a stunning comeback instead became yet another chapter in boxing's long history of controversial decisions. For many fans, it didn't feel like justice, it felt like déjà vu. Another fight where the judges saw something the rest of the world simply didn't.
I can just go on to the next one. Let me get Barrios. Barrios ass. That's the thing. Age is not on his side, so he's a legend. He can do whatever he wants. Get back in there.
10-2. What? No, wait. I always wrong with these numbers. 10-2, right? 10-2.
Yeah, you know what? 9-3.
I always have it wrong with these numbers.
What you think about the fight? Why
And bad decisions. Timothy Bradley, Jeff Horn fight. You know, shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. Sally. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being.
The response from the boxing world was swift and intense. Within minutes of the decision, some of the sport's most respected voices took to social media to express their outrage, making their stance unmistakably clear. Former world champions and top analysts didn't hold back, fueling the growing controversy. Subscribe for more updates as the reaction continues to unfold.